Okay. Good evening, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us for tonight's celebration. My name is Dr. Nzinga Harrison. I'm a physician, psychiatrist, and addiction expert. I've dedicated my entire life's work to serving people with addiction, their loved ones, and their communities. I'm also the chief medical officer and co-founder of Eleanor Health, where we do exactly that. I'm the host of a podcast called In Recovery, produced by Lemonada Media. The goal of our podcast is to break down stigma, to provide space guidance, and most importantly, to lead with compassion for those affected by addiction. But tonight, my most important role that I'm so proud to be serving in is as your host for this Shatterproof Stronger Than Addiction Challenge celebration event. We are here to celebrate together all of the actions you have taken to support Shatterproof and our loved ones and your communities. I mean, I don't have to tell you that it has been a wild year. My 15-year-old Nasir would tell you 2020 has been doing the utmost. And so while we can't be together in person, we know how important community is. So we want to create a sense of unity. Right now, thousands of people from around the country are watching this celebration together in solidarity. So, before we get too far into the show, I want to encourage you all to get active on social media right now using the hashtag Stronger Than Addiction. So, let me lead by example. I'm actually going on my social media right now, and I'm going to make a post. The hashtag is Stronger Than Addiction. And I want you all to do the same right now. So here we go. I'm almost done. And I'm super fancy. I can post to Facebook, Twitter, and LinkedIn all at once. So bam, you do it. Tell everyone it is now the time to make a difference. We know that addiction is one of the greatest health crises that we are facing as a nation. I don't have to tell most of you that. That is the reason why you are here with us tonight. More than 20 million Americans are facing addiction, but we are here together to turn that tide. The actions we all took today, yesterday, last week, the last month, collectively are reversing that crisis. And today, we are here to celebrate those efforts and those achievements. So what's in store while we're all here together tonight? You're going to hear from Gary Mendell, Shatterproof's founder and CEO. We'll learn a bit more about some of our corporate sponsors whose contributions are helping to save lives. And of course, we'll celebrate you and all of the work you did over the last month and all of those accomplishments. And of course, we will get an outstanding musical performance from Grammy and Academy Award-winning musician Melissa Etheridge. I know you all are looking forward to that as much as I am. So as a reminder to you all, although we are celebrating tonight, fundraising efforts for this event continue into October. So yes, we are celebrating, but our work is not done tonight. Post on social. Go out and convince your friends and your family to make that last donation. We had set a goal of $1 million. And let me tell you what, we are close to busting that goal. And I know that together, we can surpass $1 million. So right now, you can donate. Just click that box to the right of my face on your screen and make a donation. You don't even have to click away from the show. To be clear, We had set a goal of $1 million for this life-saving work, but tonight our goal is to surpass $1 million. We can do it. So, without further ado, let's get the official program underway. I would love to introduce you to the founder and CEO of Shatterproof, Gary Mendell. Hey, Gary.
Hi, Nzinga. Thank you so much. And thank you. And to all of you here with us tonight, thank you all so very, very much for participating in our first ever Shatterproof Stronger Than Addiction Challenge. And for those of you who are here with us tonight or this evening, who have participated in our 5K walks across the country in the past, thank you, all of you, for joining us here again and your continued support of our work. And for those of you who are new to Shatterproof, welcome. Welcome with our open hearts to join us. And thank you for participating in this event as well, and for your continued, generous support. For my story of why I was brought into this, like so many in our country, in our society, my son Brian became addicted to drugs when he was in high school. And over an 8-year period, he went to 8 different treatment programs. Each one was the same. Each one was the same with one common element. Not one of them treated my son with protocols that were based on science. Not one. And we as a family couldn't find the information we needed to help Brian find an appropriate treatment program. However, when I look back on those years, what I mostly think about is how hard Brian tried to get better. Over so many years. I remember visiting him in a treatment program one time in Florida. I flew in late the night before, and I got up early the next morning. To be honest, I just wanted to watch him sleep. I hadn't seen him in 4 or 5 months. So I drove over to where he was staying at 7 o'clock in the morning. And when I walked into his room, he shocked me. He was already up. He was laying on his bed, flipping through the pages of his treatment book. And when he heard me walk into his room, he looked up at me with that big smile of his and said, "Dad, don't worry. I'm getting this. I'm going to beat it. I got it." But addiction always doesn't work that way. On October 20th, 2011, I was woken up in the middle of the night by my cell phone ringing. And when I picked it up, I was told that my son had just died. He was 25 years old, and he hadn't used a substance in 13 months. And equally tragic, it wasn't just addiction that took my son's life. It was the feeling of shame he had every morning when he opened his eyes. A feeling like an outcast all day long. Well, in the weeks and months that followed Brian's passing, I struggled to make sense of what had happened. And as I did so, with Brian in my heart and the support of my family, I began to travel the country to research and understand what could be done to spare other families the tragedy my family had suffered. And as I did so, a vision began to emerge of uniting millions of Americans within one organization and empowering them to create change. Change that would be needed for our society to look this disease straight in the eye, prevent it and treat it with love and with empathy, and with programs based on science, just the way we do for any other disease. 7 years later, hundreds and hundreds of thousands of people have now joined our cause. And together, we've made significant progress toward making that original vision a reality. We began our work by becoming the leading advocate in the country, getting laws passed in states and then federally. And then we broadened our work. We developed a plan to completely transform the treatment system in the United States for addiction. Our first step in doing so Our first step was to document and gain broad industry acceptance on one national standard of care for the treatment of addiction. Once accomplished, we then set our sights on building, for the first time in our nation's history, a quality measurement system for addiction treatment. So any American looking for treatment for either themselves or a loved one could look to a trusted source of information to be able to see the quality of care being delivered at each treatment program in the United States. I'm thrilled to say, after 3 years worth of work and the support of so many partners all across our country, we launched phase 1 of this quality measurement system in 6 states a few weeks ago, which is already providing valuable information and helping thousands and thousands of families. We're next set on expanding this across the country so that every American looking for treatment will have access to trusted information, all based on science, on the quality of care being delivered by every treatment program in the United States. Once done across this country, we'll expand it across our globe. So for everyone, we'll have access to the same quality information. But I'm here to say, as much as we've accomplished, we must do more. We can and we must. We don't see cancer patients lining up in public shaming rituals on sidewalks to get their chemotherapy. We don't tell someone who's got diabetes, you can't be hired here. You have diabetes. We don't tell someone who has heart disease, who just had a relapse, you must go to jail. Yet we do all 3 of these things with those who are addicted. Stigma extinguishes the very hope and self-respect that someone battling a difficult disease so desperately needs. In fact, deserves. I often think about what my son Brian was thinking about the last years of his life. Did he look at his Facebook channel one day and see that, oh, they're doing a 5K walk in my town to bring people together and raise money for cancer research? And maybe he looked at his Facebook channel a month later and said, that, wow, they're doing a bike ride to bring people together to raise money to help people with autism. And did he think subconsciously, they don't do that for people with addiction. We aren't worth it. That's why 2 months ago, after a year's worth of research, we launched a national movement to once and for all end the stigma of addiction. And right now, today, you are all playing a major part in that. Every time you use your voice, share a story, reach out to those who are addicted, you have made a difference. Such a difference. Today, we are changing it. Today, we are working toward ending the unjust stigma of addiction. And because of that, I'm just here to say thank you so very, very much for participating, being a part of this, and sharing the word that change is coming. Because we know change is coming. And many, many families and lives will be saved by the work of all of us working together. Thank you so very much. Thank you.
Thank you, Gary. Gary, you share so openly, and I know your pain has fueled the creation of Shatterproof and the work that we're all doing. But I just want to echo your words. We can do more, and we must do more. And it starts with giving people the compassion and dignity that every single human being, but especially one suffering with a chronic medical illness, deserves. So I just thank you for launching this movement and bringing together the hundreds of thousands of people who are making the change come rather than just waiting and hoping for the change. So thank you, Gary. Thank you so much. The Shatterproof Stronger Than Addiction Challenge and the great work that Gary just spoke of, all of us collectively forcing the change to come, could not be possible without the support of our sponsors. And so we just want to take a moment to thank our sponsors. Thank you to Pasira. Thank you to ICG Advisors, who, by the way, are also the top team, having raised over $170,000. Thank you to Axial Healthcare, Chubb, JP Morgan Chase, and Alkermes. We also want to extend a special shout out and thank you to our friends at Pear Therapeutics and their team. This morning, they hosted socially distanced walks in 3 different cities, including Boston, San Francisco, and Raleigh. Their team has raised nearly $10,000. Thank you again to these wonderful partners that are enabling the life-saving work that Shatterproof is doing every day. And I'm not using the term life-saving casually. I am so very moved by the work that Shatterproof does. I mentioned my podcast at the top of the show, In Recovery, by Lemonada Media. And truly, Shatterproof and In Recovery share the same heart and the same mission. And so one of my favorite episodes of the podcast is actually when Gary joins me. He shares his personal stories, some of which he did with you all tonight. He tells us how Shatterproof came to be and how saving lives came to be his life work. I really, really encourage you to take a listen to it. Your heart will be captured. And you are already here tonight, so I know you're already on the team, but your motivation will build even stronger to become a part of this work. Now, shameless plug, after you listen to Gary's episode, I hope that you'll also check out the rest of the podcast and listen to all of the episodes and tell everyone you know and subscribe. We really created it, Lemonada Media and myself, to be a compassionate and reliable resource, both for those suffering from addiction, in recovery from addiction, and their loved ones and communities. So enough about that for now. I know you are all so excited for the performance for Melissa Etheridge, and I promise you we will get to it. I think I'm most likely the most excited person that's here tonight. But before we do, let's shift our focus and talk about you. Let's talk about the activities that have happened today and throughout the month. We have had representatives from all 50 states, the District of Columbia, and Canada. During a time when we have been forced to be apart, this is the first time in Shatterproof's nearly 8-year history that every state in the nation, the entire nation, has come together. So for that, well done. You saw the graphic just hit the bottom left that we are close to smashing this $1 million goal, and it's because we came together. The challenge has been such a meaningful event, and through your efforts, the almost $1 million we have raised, and perhaps tonight, the more than $1 million we will raise, every single one of them will go to saving lives through Shatterproof's work. Behind each of those $1 million in donations or more, you hear me encouraging us to break the goal. Behind every single one of those dollars is a person, our families, our communities, each and every one of you watching today, your friends, your colleagues, and your communities. And so that is the way that we get better That is the way that we get stronger than addiction. That is the way that we become shatterproof. It is by using our voices to overcome stigma. It is using our voices to speak openly about this highly treatable disease. Don't let anyone tell you that addiction is hopeless, because it is not. It is providing love, not anger, to your loved one who has this disease, although I know that can be difficult at times. It is seeking the right type of quality treatment that will lead to long-term recovery rather than being misled by beautiful advertising. It is being brave in the face of adversity. It is showing courage in the face of pain. It is overcoming the obstacles and taking on the mountains. Today and this National Recovery Month, all of you were shatterproof, showing your loved ones, your community, and the nation that you are stronger than addiction. And we together are rising up in the face of addiction. We ran, we biked, we climbed, we hiked, we walked, we swam, we sailed, we sang, we danced. Our loved ones were memorialized. Communities were helped. Shame was diminished, and those in recovery were celebrated. Our actions, whether they were bold or everyday gestures, are important. Important to break down the stigma of addiction. Important to show that we are a community who cares. Important to reverse this public health crisis that we have all been impacted by. While we were apart, we were together in spirit and solidarity. So we applaud you, and we thank all of you, each and every one of you, for your support, for your voice, and the example you set for everyone as we continue to help save lives. To the thousands of people who participated with us, we wouldn't be here without your support and dedication to this community. And we wouldn't be here without your dedication to the work of Shatterproof. So thank you.
Hi, everyone. This is Dr. Gary Tsai, Interim Director, Medical Director, and Science Officer of the Los Angeles County Department of Public Health's Division of Substance Abuse Prevention and Control, otherwise known as SAPC. I want to start off by thanking CEO and founder of Shatterproof, Gary Mendell, for the invitation to speak with you all today, and to all of the Shatterproof staff that have helped to make this moment possible. Dr. Barbara Ferrer, Director of the Department of Public Health, myself, and all of the SAPC team are grateful for this opportunity to join all of you in supporting the Stronger Than Addiction Challenge. SAPC and Los Angeles County are proud partners of Shatterproof because we share a similar mission: to end the devastation that substance use disorders and addiction cause our friends, family, neighbors, and communities. We accept this challenge to end the stigma and advance change by providing no-cost treatment services for eligible individuals in Los Angeles County, the most populous county in the United States. We remain focused on leading and delivering a wide spectrum of prevention, treatment, and recovery services proven to reduce the impact of substance use and addiction. We've also made tremendous progress in working with our over 80 community-based treatment agencies that provide substance use treatment to over 50,000 individuals a year and reach over 150,000 community members to help reduce the harms and risks of substance use. We truly believe in prevention first, that treatment works, and that recovery is possible. As I close, we recognize that for many, this year has been extremely difficult. The events this year don't look similar to our walk last year, where we had people waving banners and cowbells as we crossed the finish line. But what remains the same this year compared to last year is our sense of connection to one another, as well as our commitment to fight against addiction. So let's continue to run with our torches held high by sharing our resources. The toll-free number to our Substance Abuse Service Helpline, also called the SASH, is 1-844-804-7500. It's available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and a team of caring professionals is always available to take your call or someone you know who might need it. Thank you all for being here today and for accepting the challenge to be stronger than addiction.
Thank you, Dr. Sy and Dr. Ferrer, and the entire Los Angeles County Department of Public Health and Substance Abuse Prevention and Control for its generous support of this event. They've been with us for a number of years. We can't thank you enough. We couldn't be more excited and thankful to have Melissa headlining this event for us. Melissa is true music royalty, as I'm sure you all know, and she certainly understands addiction through the tragic loss of her son. I am proud, so proud to introduce Grammy and Academy Award-winning musician, Melissa Etheridge.
I would dial the numbers just to listen to your breath. I would stand inside my hell, hold the hand of death. You don't know how far I'd go to ease this precious ache. You don't know how much I'd give or how much I can take just to reach you, just to reach you. Oh, to reach you. Oh, come to my window, crawl inside, wait by the light of the moon. Come to my window, I'll be home soon. Keeping my eyes open, I cannot afford to sleep. Yes, giving away promises I know that I can't keep. Nothing fills the blackness that has seeped into my chest. I need you in my blood, I am forsaking all the rest. Just to reach you, just to reach you. Oh, to reach you. To my window, hey, crawl inside, wait by the light of the moon. Come to my window, I'll be home soon. I don't care what they think, I don't care they say. What do they know about this love? Anyway, come to my window, I'll be home, I'll be home, I am coming home. Come to my window, yeah. Crawl inside, wait by the light of the moon. Come to my window, and I'll be home soon. I'm coming home. Thank you. Thank you, Gary. I am so excited and honored to be performing here today for this dedicated group of participants. I want to thank everyone who woke up this morning and got out of bed and went out and completed their challenge. It was a little different this year, but we did it. Absolutely. Now, the addiction crisis, it impacts the lives of tens of millions of Americans and their loved ones every year. More than 20 million adults in America are living with substance use disorder. Addiction is a chronic brain disease, not a moral weakness. Nearly 90% of people who need treatment do not even receive it. More Americans die now of drug overdose than car crashes or gun violence. And, you know, the impact of COVID-19, you know, and the impact it's had on addiction and those who are addicted, well, the rates jumped 18% this year in March, and 29% in April, and 42% in May. And May is when my son succumbed to this chronic brain disease of addiction, and I believe COVID had a lot to do with it. The isolation was too much for him. He always fought this, and he tried, but in the end, he couldn't. He couldn't get out. Couldn't get out from under it. I miss him very much, and I want to thank you all for doing everything that you do. I really do. He would appreciate it. Here's a song that I wrote about him, about addiction as I saw it, and the hopelessness in it. It's called Here Comes the Pain. Bones get broken and the skin gets torn, and the scars they bleed like the day they were born. When the mouth gets wise to the heart's disguise, here comes the pain. Here comes the pain. Well, the dreams get lost in the clouds of sorrow, and the hopelessness is hard to swallow. Beyond repair, what the soul can bear, here comes the pain. Here comes the pain. And it feels like kissing Jesus as it melts into your veins, when the whole damn world is busted. There's no need in being sane. Beyond repair, what the soul can bear, the nerves they tear, dying a death of despair. Here comes the pain. Here comes the pain. Oh no, I'm coming. Oh no, I'm coming. Who's gonna heal me? Who's gonna heal me? Oh, here comes the pain. Thank you. Here's a song, here's a song on the other side of that. Here's a song about finding your joy inside, about really reaching inside and finding that joy. And being faded, yeah, but by design. I'm undomesticated in a hot and savage night. It's not so complicated. I'm sure I'll be alright. You wanna change me? Don't bother, 'cause I can read the signs. Just rearrange me. Don't call the doctor, the cure is in my mind. Oh yeah, yeah. I'm feeling all my angels. Oh yeah, I'm faded by design. Oh, it's hard to love sometimes when I'm a stranger in my own mind. I swim through someone else's pain, my teeth in someone else's change. You wanna save me? Ah, don't bother, 'cause I can read the signs. Just rearrange me. Don't call the doctor, the cure. Well, that's in my mind. Oh yeah, yeah. I'm feeling all my angels. Oh yeah, I'm faded by design. Just a twist of fate, swirling in the heavens, asking me to dance. I pick up the broken pieces, I put them back into the sky. I will illuminate the sweetness. Oh, it's time for me to fly. Oh yeah, I'm feeling all my angels. Oh yeah, yeah. I'm faded by design. Don't worry, I'll be fine. Oh yeah, I'm feeling all my angels. Oh, yeah. I'm faded by design. Don't worry, I'll be fine. All right, now we're gonna rock. Gotta give you some rock and roll. Yeah. Yeah. Well, please, baby, can't you see that I'm trying to explain? Razors are ripping and tearing and stripping my heart apart as well. Tonight you told me that you wake for something new. Some other woman is looking like something that might be good for you. Yeah, go on and hold her till the screaming is gone. Go on, believe her when she tells you nothing's wrong. I'm the only one who walked across the fire for you. I'm the only one who drowned in my desire for you. It's only fear that makes you run, the demons that you're hiding from. When all your promises are gone, I'm the only one. Well, please, baby, can't you see that I'm trying to explain? I have been here before and I am locking the door and I am not going back again. Her eyes and arms and skin won't make it go away, yeah. You wake up tomorrow and wrestle the sorrow that holds you down today, yeah. Go on and hold her till the screaming is gone. Go on, believe her when she tells you nothing's wrong. I'm the only one who walked across the fire for you. I'm the only one who will drown in my desire for you. It's only fear that makes you run, the demons that you're hiding from. And all your promises are gone. I'm the only one. Go on and hold her till the screaming is gone. Go on, believe her when she tells you nothing's wrong. I'm the only one who walked across the fire for you. I'm the only one who's drowning my desire for you. It's only fear that makes you run, the demons that you're hiding from. When all your promises are gone, I'm the only one. Except for my dog Biscuit, who has joined us. All right. Well, I just wanted to say it's amazing to be part of your community. Yeah, sure. A community, yeah, that's even better. It is amazing to be a part of a community of people so dedicated to reversing the addiction crisis in America. I really appreciate that. I want to thank you all again for your participation this year, all right? And your continued support will help us continue our work and will help save countless lives. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. Thank you. Much love to everyone. And here's one last song for you. Let's rock out. Here we go. Tell me. Does she like the way I do? It's so hard to satisfy your senses. You found out to love me. You have to climb some fences, scratching and crawling along the floor to touch you. Baby, just when it feels right, you say you found someone to hold you. Does she like I do, baby? Tell me, does she love you like the way I love you? Does she stimulate you, attract and captivate you? Tell me, does she miss you, existing just to kiss you like the way I do? Tell me, does she want you, infatuate and haunt you? Does she know just how to shock you, electrify and rock you? Does she inject you, seduce you and affect you like the way I do? Like the way I do. Can I survive all the implications, baby? Even if I tried, could you be less than an addiction? Don't you think I know there's so many others who would beg, steal and lie, fight, kill and die just to hold you like I do. Baby, tell me, does she love you like the way I love you? Does she stimulate you, attract and captivate you? Tell me, does she miss you, existing just to kiss you like the way I do? Tell me, does she want you, infatuate and haunt you? She knows just how to shock you, electrify and rock you. Does she inject you, seduce you and affect you like the way I do? Nobody loves you like the way I do. Nobody wants you like the way I do. Nobody needs you, oh, like the way nobody aches. Nobody aches. Nobody aches. Nobody aches. Nobody aches as the whole you, baby, like the way I do. captivate you. Tell me, does she miss you? Existing just to kiss you, like the way I do. Oh, 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 oh. Tell me, does she want you? Infatuate and haunt you. Does she know just how to shock you? Electrify and rock you. Does she inject you? Seduce you and affect you, like the way I do. Oh, like the way I do. Like the way I do. Thank you all so very much. Bye-bye.
Melissa, thank you. Thank you so very much for joining us. I also want to say to you, which I think you already know. For me, as I've struggled with the loss of my son, Brian, so often, I have also found that it can be a tribute to a life that has lost, to dedicate oneself to the things that we can change, and in so doing, help so many others. And it's so clear to me that we are together in this. And I look forward to working with you in the future and helping so many people. You know, I mentioned earlier when I spoke about wondering, had my son Brian in the last years of his life saw a walk for cancer or a get together to raise money for autism, and wondered, why don't they do that for addiction? Because we're not worth it, is what he may have felt. Tonight, you have, all of you here participating in this event, have clearly given the message to anyone who has a substance use disorder. You are worth it. We've all said it loud and clear. Thousands and thousands of people from every state in the country. So thank you for being a part of this. Thank you. And for anyone looking for treatment, go to treatmentatlas.org. It's a first of a kind resource that has never existed before to guide people to the right treatment. If you're looking to get involved to reduce stigma, go to our website at shatterproof.org and learn how to get involved. Thank you so very, very much. Be blessed.
Thank you, Gary. I think that was such a wonderful and poignant way to close out our celebration. I just want to take a moment to say thank you again to our sponsors. Thank you so much to Melissa Etheridge. That was absolutely incredible. I hope you were jamming along as much as I was in your living rooms, celebrating this event to come together, as Gary said, for us to send the message to every single person with addiction: you are worth it. Thank you to each and every one of you for rising up together this morning, for walking out your front door, for putting one foot in front of the other and making this work possible. A little bit of business before we wrap up. On the East Coast, it's evening. On the West Coast, it's afternoon. On every coast, it is still fundraising time. This event is not over. We are trying to beat $1 million so that one more family member does not have to get that call. We can do it. Your dedication has never been more important. Your support has never been more important. One more email, one more post on your social channels, one more donation could be the one that helps us save one more life. So please email, call, text, post, tweet, donate. I am Dr. Nzinga Harrison, and I am honored to have been your host through this event. Please check out Gary's episode on In Recovery by Lemonada Media. You can find it anywhere you get podcasts. I hope to be a trusted source of information, a trusted source of compassion, and a guiding and driving force for the change that we all know needs to come. We can do better. We must do better. We can do more, and we will do more. So take care and enjoy the rest of your weekend.
Hi guys, Jen Wysong, Shatterproof Ambassador here. Thank you so much for your support of Shatterproof. This past year, I've had the opportunity to work on a film called Gateway. Gateway shares the story of 3 families impacted by opioid addiction that was brought on by a prescription to manage pain after surgery. The documentary was brought to you by Choices Matter, which is an educational campaign to empower patients to talk to their doctors about non-opioid options after surgery. I'm honored to introduce to you today the trailer for Gateway as a part of the Stronger Than Addiction event. To learn more about Gateway or non-opioid options, please visit gatewayfilm.com. Thanks.
I can't tell you about the last time that I got high. I can't tell you about the 87th time that I got high. But I can tell you about that very first time. The first time that I did opiates, it was a feeling that I had found what I had been looking for.
When I took the opioids for the first time, I felt like I could take on the world. I didn't care about anything or anyone.
He told me at some point that they made him feel like Superman. What 16-year-old kid doesn't want to feel like Superman? And I honestly think he had no intention of ever dying from this disease.
One of the things that we're always told is, well, once they hit rock bottom, they're going to wake up. But you don't know that rock bottom is way down there.
There was a month where every morning I was waking up in a different hospital from an overdose.
I didn't use heroin until after I got out of jail, and I overdosed the first time I used it.
That drug is so strong and so powerful that it just calls you.
I'm here because I have no other option. I literally lost everything that I have worked hard for.
Opioids are wiping out our generation.
These kids are battling every single day.
Someone has to do something. Someone has to talk about it. It's an epidemic.